All right, everybody, it is finally FM24 save reveal time. This is my fourth save and hopefully final save idea that I've had, changed over the last 7 days, twice. But this is it. Hope you enjoy the idea. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Once the little intro's kind of out of the way, we'll discuss how it's going to work on the channel and stuff like that. All right, hope you enjoy it. Let's go. Most football fans would love a sheikh to swoop in and save their club from oblivion. Back in 2010, one Spanish club were lucky enough to be bought by a member of the Qatari royal family. However, when Sheikh Abdullah Al Thani landed in the Costa del Sol, the dream soon turned into a nightmare, with the club still having to live with this disastrous ownership. Today, 13 years on. In June 2010, Sheikh Abdullah Al Thani bought La Liga Minno's Malaga Club de Football. After a difficult start to the season, Al Thani appointed Manuel Pellegrini, who had previously worked at Real Madrid, the Chilean, guiding the club to safety, finishing 11th back in 2011. Pellegrini's arrival coincided with players such as Duda and Wellington, already established first-team key players, who combined went on to make over 600 appearances for the club. Alongside them, there was exciting fullback Jesus Gamez, a young local Andalusian, summer signings of Willy Caballero and Solomon Rondon, both making immediate impacts, but it was January where Al Thani started to open his checkbook and show his intent with the triple signing of Ignacio Camacho, Martin Demichelis and Julio Baptista. The summer of 2011 was the summer of spending on the Costa del Sol, with Malaga having a net spend bigger than both Barcelona and Real Madrid, spending €60 million on Santi Cazorla, Jeremy Toulalan, Isco, Nacho Monreal, Joaquin and Ruud van Nistelrooy, along with FM wonder kid Diego Bonanotte and goalkeeper Carlos Kameni. The squad, now packed with talent, secured fourth place in La Liga, the club's highest ever league position, securing Champions League football. Now, this is where you would say they would then kick on again and spend even more. However, bizarrely, Cazorla was sold to Arsenal at a loss after just one season, with Nacho Monreal following him to North London. Leading goal scorer Solomon Rondon left for Kazan in Russia, Ruud van Nistelrooy retired and Buonanotte moved to Granada. More worryingly as well for Malaga, after netting about €40 million in transfer fees, they didn't actually spend a penny, relying on free transfers of Javier Saviola and loan deals for Diego Logano and Roque Santa Cruz. Malaga that season actually had a respectable 6th place finish, but it was the Champions League that season that will be forever remembered. They finished top of their group in the Champions League before knocking out Porto, and then here came the quarter-final, the first leg drawing 0-0 with Borussia Dortmund, going to Dortmund, taking a 2-1 lead with stoppage time just to play, 2 away goals as well. However, a 91st minute goal and a 92nd minute winner from Santana, an offside goal by the way, meant Malaga's hearts were completely broken. Dodgy refereeing decision, well, didn't help. And then following on from that, despite huge profits made from the Champions League run and the player sales, there was reports of players not getting paid and then transfer instalments to other clubs not being received. From that, UEFA then banned Malaga the following season from European competition. Players such as Toulalan, Isco, Joaquin, Demichelis, Baptista all moved on, as did Manuel Pellegrini, who took over at Manchester City. Despite his apparent love for the club, Al Thani completely withdrew his funding, which meant Canin Malaga then just bumbled on for the next few seasons. In 2014, we saw Gamez move on to Atletico Madrid and Caballero moved on to Man City. And into 2017, where Duda retired, Wellington retired, and Ignacio Camacho moved on to Wolfsburg for €14 million. The club still managed to generate profits, really clever, quite lucky. They managed to get sales for Amrabat and Sergio Dada. They also sold youth team products such as Pablo Fornells and Samu Castiello. However, in 2018, their luck ran out and they were finally relegated to the second tier of Spanish football. In 2020, it got worse. A Spanish judge ruled that Sheikh Abdullah Al Thani was excluded from management and control of the club, citing irregularities. And then this year, in May, Malaga have then fallen into the third tier of Spanish football, their first time since 1998. Now, what am I going to do to transform the fortunes of Malaga? It's been pretty much 10 years of neglect, decline, and we need to turn that around, and this is how we're going to do it. So last year in FM23 I did an Eagle save, and we had a really good tactical identity, and I kind of shied away from it on the search for trophies and glory. The glory never came regardless. So this year I'm being really tight. We're going to have a clear tactical identity, which will be in episode 1. I'm going to show you how we're going to play, what we're going to do tactically. Along with that as well, I must have changed God knows how many tactics, how many different times, going from 3-5-2s to 4-3-3s to 4-4-2s to 5-2-3s to 3-4-3s, literally everything. This time we're going to start with 3 tactics only, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3 and a 3-5-2. They're going to be plugged in. I'm not allowed to change player positions, so positions will stay. However, we can alter a few player roles, a few teaming player instructions, but to give us that tactical identity and to make sure that we're recruiting players, because recruitment is going to be massive for this save, we're going to stick to these 3 tactics, and we're going to have a squad, a team that can play these 3 tactics absolutely no problem, and we don't have to suddenly dive into the transfer market trying to find players when I'm currently then rebuilding a tactic in pre-season. That is no more. We're sticking to our guns, we're sticking to identity, and then we'll see where it gets us. Number 3, because I get a little bit of criticism, especially for those bloggers out there, that in the old days, the channel was called FM24, and I never played with a Treq. So the main kind of little carrot I've put in, whatever system we play, out of those 3 tactics, there will always be a Treq, which is going to be a little bit difficult down in the lower leagues. I'm unsure of how I'm going to play with it right now. I'm thinking of, in a 4-2-3-1, actually playing the Treq as a central striker, but that is going to be the most fun part of the save, where we must feature a Treq. Into player recruitment, we're not going to go through the player search to find players. I'm going to ban myself from player search. The only time that I'm allowed to do it is when I'm allowed to look at free transfers and the transfer list, because those are both things that managers can look at obviously quite easily. Obviously within our scouting network, we're going to really look at the player recruitment and scouting. We're going to have that a key part of the save in terms of looking how we're growing and how we're building our scouting network, how we're building our scouting team, and then looking at the recruitment focuses then to sign players. So I will put in recruitment focuses, our scouts will then send me stuff back, and then from that we'll identify players to sign. And then the 5th one is creating sort of like a player pathway again, similar to I did in Bilbao with like a B team and stuff, using the under-19s, really making sure we've got a good conveyor belt of players coming through. Now we're quite lucky, Malaga's in FM23, their sort of like training facilities, youth recruitment is all pretty good at that 3rd tier. So we're hoping to get some really good players that will help us progress into the top flight in those first few seasons. All right, guys. That is the save. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Really excited to get it going. The save will not start until the main game comes out. There is no beta save. And how we're going to run it is, there's going to be a mixture of Let's Plays and live streams. Just one save, no stream save and Let's Play save. It will be Malaga all the way. So if I want to stream one night, I can stream Malaga. If I can't stream for whatever reason, then I can put out 2, 3, hopefully in-depth, more in-depth sort of like Let's Play videos, in particular looking at that player recruitment, looking at those tactics, building a squad to suit a tactic, looking at some really cool roles as well. I'm really excited to get the halfback going. All right. Malaga, we're going to rise them again. We'll get into the Champions League. We'll do it this time, I promise. And we'll see you on, we'll go with November the 6th. All right, guys, take care. See you later.